Welcome to Building the Future, hosted by Kevin Horick. With millions of listeners a month, Building the Future has quickly become one of the fastest rising programs, with a focus on interviewing startups, entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, and more. The radio and TV show airs in 15 markets across the globe, including Silicon Valley. For full showtimes, past episodes, or to sponsor the show, please visit buildingthefutureshow.com.
The show is a proud media partner for the 11th Annual Media Excellence Awards, which are produced by Access Entertainment in Los Angeles, California. The Media Excellence Awards are recognized as the most influential awards show honoring innovation and leadership in all things mobile entertainment, lifestyle, and technology. For more information on how to submit to these awards, please visit MediaXAwards.com. Welcome back to the show. Today we have William Hockey. He's the co-founder and CTO at Plaid. William, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it. Excited to be on.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on the show. I think what you guys are doing at Plaid is actually really, really interesting. But maybe before we get into all that stuff, let's get to know you a little bit better and start off with where you grew up.
Yeah, totally. I can give a quick background on myself.
Sure.
So my name is William. I'm the co-founder and CTO of Plaid. So I live here in San Francisco, but I grew up not too far away from here in a town called San Luis Obispo, about 4 hours south of San Francisco.
Okay, very cool. So you went to university. What did you take and why?
Yeah, so I studied computer science and economics in university. I think it kind of shows a little bit of my role and kind of where we are right now. I was always very fascinated by building things. When I was younger, I always liked building things with my hands. But then, as I got older, starting to program and do engineering, it's really cool because I could build something, online or in the computer, and it had that same kind of tactical feel to me. Same time, I also kind of love the economics and finance thing, and so I was lucky enough to be able to study both of them.
Okay, interesting. What made you kind of interested in economics and finance? Was there like another kind of defining moment, or not really?
Both of my dad, my grandpa, they're all small business owners and entrepreneurs,
Gotcha.
and I always thought it'd be super fun to follow in their footsteps.
Sure. No, it makes sense, right? And having those things as a background is never terrible, right?
Definitely not.
So you graduate. Walk me through your journey up until kind of Plaid became a thing.
Yeah, so so in college I was lucky enough to have a couple internships, and I mostly had focused on the programming and engineering side of things.
Okay.
However, I decided to take a bit of a break from that and kind of see what the business world would look like. And so I went to go work for a very hot second at a consulting firm called Bain.
Okay.
I was there for just a little bit, but it was a fabulous learning experience. Where I actually ended up meeting my co-founder, Zach, and got to get my first taste of kind of, the professional business world. In the end, I ended up, while I loved it, I decided not to go back. I realized I like pushing code more than pushing PowerPoints.
Interesting. Fair enough.
But so I left and started to just build a bunch of fun applications. This was 2012. The startup fever was in its height. And just there's a really incredible energy kind of in the Bay Area in New York about just building products.
Sure.
I didn't really know what that meant. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I kind of always fell back on this mixture of kind of finance and computer science. And so Zach and I just got really excited about building something in the financial services space.
Okay, interesting.
We didn't really have an idea. We didn't really know what we wanted to do. But we just thought, hey, there's this massive industry out here. It seems fairly archaic. There hasn't been a lot of innovation in here. So, maybe we should still try to build something. So we ended up moving up to New York and just building stuff in financial services. And it was a total hoot.
Okay, interesting. And then, so how did you go from that to transitioning into kind of Plaid, and what exactly is Plaid?
Totally. No, it's a good question. So we were in New York and we're just building. I was sleeping on my buddy's couch. He had
Awesome.
he had a one bedroom in Manhattan, which was super fancy at the time. So it was pretty cool.
Sure.
Got to stay on his couch. And then Zach, my co-founder, was crashing with his girlfriend, and we were just building interesting products. Nothing really we got super excited about, but we were just like, hey, like let's go build some new budgeting apps. Let's go build some kind of consumer recommendation apps. Just wanted to see what was out there.
Okay, so were you
And
guys
then
just like, where were you guys actually coding? Would you like go meet up somewhere, or how did that kind of work?
Yeah, so we were at my buddy's house.
Okay.
Zach had spent a brief time working for an angel investor in New York. His name's David Tisch.
Okay.
And he gave us some free office space.
Nice.
And we were really just, we were young, just trying to get a lay of the land. And we realized two fairly fundamental things kind of in that process. Is one, just from like a passion perspective, we weren't widely excited about building, solely consumer apps.
Okay.
And then the second part was actually building them in financial services was really, really challenging. There was a lot of great tooling around building, mobile apps and websites and web apps, but actually the moment you had to do anything with financial services, it just became a huge roadblock for us.
Interesting.
So we ended up just building a lot of this infrastructure to connect all these financial institutions ourselves and kind of built this internal platform. And over time, we realized that this developer platform we were building was actually way more valuable than any consumer application that we were building. So from there, that's kind of when the light bulb went off, and we're like, actually, this could be super interesting. We should just double down on this financial developer platform and start building this full time.
Okay. So is that kind of the first version of Plaid, or how did that kind of come to be?
Yeah, so it's kind of maybe it'd be helpful to do a quick introduction, kind of what Plaid is.
Sure.
and where we started there. So what we do is we allow developers to get all sorts of financial data from the consumers. And so as a consumer, you can go on and you can send your transactional data, your account data, your payment data to a third-party application. So maybe the best way to think about this is through kind of some of our clients' views. And so if you want to go send money to your friend via Venmo or Square Cash, or you want to send, you want to automatically do your taxes in TurboTax, these applications need to connect and exchange information with your financial institution.
Right.
So let's say I work at Chase, I need to be able to hook up my Chase bank account to PayPal or Venmo. What we do is we provide kind of, you can think about the piping that goes between these financial institutions and all these third-party applications. So we do this for about 9,600 financial institutions in the U.S.
Wow.
and work with over 10,000 developers. So we're a little bit behind the scenes. We're a little bit kind of the plumbing that makes a lot of this kind of fintech ecosystem work.
Okay, interesting. So let's maybe go through kind of a couple scenarios where if I'm an institution and I want to use your platform, how do I go about doing that? And then we'll do the developer.
Yeah, so we have a BD team, a business development team that kind of works with all the different financial institutions in the U.S. Luckily, we know what that list are. There's only a certain amount of financial institutions in the U.S., and so we have relationships with them.
Okay.
And then we go ahead and connect into either new systems or existing systems that they have in their systems, take that data, normalize it. So from a consumer and a developer perspective, you can build into our system, and we kind of take away a lot of the complexity and differences between all 9,600 institutions in the U.S.
Okay, so instead of me having to go through and build connections to all those different institutions, I just use you guys because you guys have already kind of sorted that out. I get that's a very simplified version of what you guys do, but is that kind of accurate?
Exactly. That's perfect.
Okay. So if I'm a developer, then how do I go about actually working with you guys?
Yeah, so it's super easy, and that ease of use is something that we've always put a lot of focus on. And so, when I was a developer, when we were starting out Plaid, there was nothing like this. Like
Sure.
if there was any system. They were really expensive for all of these big enterprises, and nobody was actually talking or speaking directly to me as this independent, young, cheap developer. And so when we built our platform, we really built it for kind of new creators, new builders, new makers in mind. So people that are just starting out on their idea or just building a startup. It's kind of this developer startup ecosystem. So we wanted a platform that was really easy for them to use, and they could get up and running in an hour and just sign up online.
Okay.
No need for 6 months of integration and all these upfront costs and things like that. And so early on, we were really laser focused on this early developer, making it super easy. Now you can just go to Plaid.com, sign up, fill out a quick form, and you can get building in less than 5 minutes.
Sure. And you can start off for free, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. So walk me through, you quickly kind of covered it, but you guys kind of do a bunch of different things. So do you want to maybe kind of talk about the different products and data that I can kind of get through Plaid?
Totally. So, one of the things that we're very passionate about is this idea of data portability.
Okay.
And so you as a consumer, you own your own data, whether that's your social data, whether it's your healthcare data, whether it's your financial data. You should be able to have a copy of that, and you should be able to use it for whatever you want.
Okay.
And we believe that very strongly in the financial services space. But historically,